Hello, welcome to another episode of the Pop Squad. We are live. Come to you on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. We're gonna just kind of go over the current state of wrestling. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on, and really been able to talk about stuff. We're short Lanaya temporarily. Hopefully, she'll be able to join us. But it's me and Will in the meantime. Gus may come back in a couple weeks. When he's done with his school and stuff. But in the meantime, we're gonna hold it down. We've had a lot to go over since Backlash. It's a lot, but not. There was a whole lot of nothing in between Backlash and Clash in Italy. It just story-wise, like the only story that seemed going on was Jacob and Roman. Otherwise they kind of mashed like Jade and Rhea. They kind of mashed their story together to like make it like trios little matches and stuff every kind of week leading up to there. It was more that storyline it was more about like Rhea and Charlotte becoming cool with each other than it was like anything against Jade Cargill. That was probably I would say though from their match that was probably Jade's best match I've seen. Just her work rate. As opposed to a lot of her other matches, there wasn't a lot of pause, wait for the spots that she was known to do. It didn't seem like Rhea was leading the whole match like the last time that they fought against each other. And the interference was cool. It was an okay match. Nothing exceptional on that, but those seem to be like really like some of the only like stories going on. Seth continuing to fight the Vision, but I think that's going to be going on for a while.
Absolutely.
And I guess that was more him getting cool with Street Profits than anything. Like I noticed that it's like Seth and Rhea both had like redemption, kind of things with opposing people. They kind of did the same story to where they needed to better themselves in other people's eyes for them to help. Otherwise, I'm trying. Brock and Oba was good. They did a lot more than their last match. Brock did a lot more. But it was okay in the fact that it was really just kind of showcasing. They were doing powerhouse showcasing.
Right.
Which for two guys of their size and stature, that's kind of what you want. Am I mad he did 7 F5s? No, he kind of proved the point. Oba Femi's big as fuck.
Well, at least Oba Femi, I don't think Triple H is going to bury him. That would be a stupid mistake. But
that definitely wasn't a burial. He came back the next night in that four-way match, which that was done. That was a great four-way match.
Yeah.
The Raw honestly was a little bit better paced than the fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think what they're
Seth
doing now.
and Brock's
Mhm.
match was really good.
Yeah, I think what they're doing now. I think they're actually setting up because SummerSlam is what 2 months away. So obviously,
Mhm.
we kind of know what some of the matches going to be. It's going to be Seth versus Braun Breaker, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
I think
It's
I
going
think
to
if
be the same.
anything, they're setting up Roman and Seth at SummerSlam.
Roman and Seth.
Because Seth's also in the King of the Ring tournament. I think Seth's going to win the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah, I don't know if you. I think it was SmackDown. I think it could. No, I think it was after Clash in Italy. They showed like a promo where Roman Reigns was coming out the locker room and Cody was walking down, and they like
Yeah, they did a
yeah,
stare off.
they give like a stare off. So at this point, I'm getting sicker like seeing both of them fight. So hopefully, like I said before,
I took it as nothing. I took it as nothing other than to get like some fucking online traction. Um,
yeah, that's true. But I don't think it's gonna be a stare off and nothing happens. But it happened before with Stone Cold and The Rock where they had that stare off after so many years, and everybody thought they was gonna fight. It was just a stare off. Hey, how you doing? And move off. But Street Fighter's about to come out, so
mhm.
it has to be some kind of excitement coming out, for that. So let's see what happens. But WrestleMania is
I
in Minnesota, so let's see what happens.
Yeah,
No, I'm
SummerSlam.
sorry, SummerSlam. Yeah, I'm sorry, SummerSlam's going to be in
Um,
Minnesota. So see what happens.
that I already think I think Seth's going to win the King of the Ring tournament, and I think he's going to face off against Roman. Um, and I think and we know we're going to get Oba and Brock. That's going to be Brock's last match.
Yeah,
Um, so outside of that, though, like just coming off of that Raw, like they are not playing with a whole lot of fire.
yeah,
Um, they because like first of all, the tag team divisions, you know, freaking Logan Paul is out, so now it's Braun Breaker and Austin Theory,
uh-huh.
and of course they don't have him on a match on the PLE, and then they have Braun in a singles match for shot. Like the way that they deny the tag team divisions right now on both ends, and SmackDown and Raw is just ridiculous.
Right.
Um, we went from that clusterfuck of what that must have gone on for like 3-4 months where it was like 8 tag teams on fucking SmackDown that were all fighting with each other that
Uh-huh.
went fucking nowhere.
Right.
Um, and now half those tag teams are fucking gone. Um,
Uh-huh.
a- and you got rid of your biggest one from there. But yeah, with the tag team division, like who's even the tag team champs on SmackDown right now?
Man, they've been changing this so many times. I don't even know, man.
Um, I'm trying to think. Uh, who the fuck are the tag team champions right now? Oh
SmackDown,
wait,
not,
is it? Oh wait, is it R-Truth and Damian Priest still?
no, I don't think so.
Did they lose? Did they lose the titles to someone?
I think you're good. Gonna have to look it up.
Is the MFT? Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it's R-Truth and Damian Priest.
Oh, so
They're
you still
still
got the
tag.
title. All right.
Yeah. Like that, like also right there. Poor Damian Priest. It's like they have not given that man even a round at the U.S. title. You know, they stuck him on a tag team with R-Truth.
Right.
Which is fine. It's not that either one of them are bad wrestlers, but put him down with tag team titles. Like, man, that man was world heavyweight champion for a solid like 5 months.
Oh,
Damian Priest.
yeah.
And he hasn't since he lost that title. I don't think he's had a title shot since.
No, I mean, like I said, I say this every time we do this podcast. It's the same people with the title because I think we always joke when they're gonna give LA Knight a title. You know, so I think his time is up. I think it's ready for him to. He ain't gonna jump ship. He just signed a contract extension, right? So, um, I think he deserves the title shot, man. I really do believe that. So,
He it seems to be stirring up shit with Adam Pearce and the Bloodline.
yeah.
Which it's a good move for him. Stick with the highest tracking stars and start some shit with them. But the fact that we're back at the fucking Bloodline again.
Listen, I remember growing up and we had the NWO, man. Every Monday night it was the NWO opening the show. You know, I think I got tired of the NWO probably I say year 3. I got tired of it. But this Bloodline shit, not to be disrespectful or anything, it played this course, man. It's time to try something else, man.
That's the thing. It's like they're kind of going with the idea of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fix it, right?
And instead of being like, how about instead of having Roman with his fucking cousins again, doing the same exact shit again, how about you have him on his fucking own? How about you have him fight Jay? Why wasn't Jay's immediate fucking shit to be like, fuck Roman?
Right.
Like, that's what fucking tip he was on for a straight fucking year. Fuck Roman. And then out of nowhere, now that Roman's back in it, he's just like, yeah, Bloodline. Sure. Ignore what I did for a straight year and a half of fucking trashing my entire family.
Yeah, it's becoming like a little bit too much, man, with this Bloodline stuff, man. Way too much, bro. Like, it's like, come on, man. It gotta be something else we can talk about. Gotta be something else we can do. Another storyline, something, man. Like,
and that's another thing too. Is they're tagging down fucking Jacob Fatu with the shit too.
yeah.
Like once he left the Bloodline 2.0 and fucking turned his back on fucking Solo, he was on fucking fire, and he had been on fucking fire until all this shit. Not to say he's not still hot shit, but he was fine on his own. And making him submit to the fucking Bloodline shit. And the family, that's just gonna regress his character. He's just gonna be the muscle. The fucking feud he had with Drew McIntyre there, fucking fantastic. That was one of the better fucking things that came out. Which, we miss you, Drew McIntyre. He's been gone for a minute. But that really like elevated him having that feud with Drew McIntyre. He was really able to show his character. Sure, criminal shit or whatever. He makes it his point to get past that shit. That's his character. And then they regress on that with sticking him with the bloodline, and then them making fucking cracks about him. You go back to jail for that shit.
It's it's just becoming like it's an ongoing thing. Bloodline. It's an ongoing thing, man. Let's do something else, Triple H. It's kind of like, when we have discussions off topic about what's going on with, the president. We say about every president, Triple H is like the figurehead. He's just the figurehead. Everybody know who's calling the shots. So TKO is probably like, yo, you know what? Let's keep this bloodline storyline going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, yo, dude, it's played out. Like, what the fuck?
They don't care about that. They care about money.
Yeah.
I agree. They don't have enough creative.
Other ways to make money. It's other ways to make money. Like,
that's the thing. They are not creative enough to come up with other ways of making money.
Like, if you ask me, personally, I think Randy Orton should be he should be the champion right now.
Yeah, a lot of us do.
But again, you got Street Fighter coming out in a few months, so TKO is like, you know what? That's giving more eyes on our product. That Roman and Cody is the champ. You don't think it's a coincidence? They both have the championships. And Street Fighter is right down. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that's Triple H. I think that's more of TKO. Because Vince, let them go.
Yeah, relating to TKO and WWE, the orange sprayed pedophile fucking Trump has bought stock in fucking TKO and WWE.
Right.
So I made it a point to unfollow, unadd, and down thumbs WWE on my fucking shit. And I'm gonna watch it for free, like how I've been fucking doing, because them fucks ain't getting no more of my fucking money.
I personally think anything, because people fail to realize it doesn't take a rocket science to notice that our ancestors built the White House, right? We got people, our tax dollars funds the White House. So why should I have to pay for something? And I have no intentions of watching that UFC thing. I have no intentions of watching it.
Yeah.
But for the people that are UFC fans, why should I have to pay something that's on the White House lawn where part of my paycheck is going towards to keep that shit open, to keep
and
it
it's
operating?
A complete fucking debacle.
Exactly.
It's a complete fucking debacle because construction wise of trying to build back onto that wing or either build the ballroom, which they're pretty much, it doesn't seem like they're going to get that funding that they want for that fucking ballroom. It went from $200 million to all of a sudden $1 billion that we got to pay.
Right.
And we ain't gonna be in that fucking bunker. That's what the fuck they want. They want a bunker for when shit turns fucking red.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah, that
But
White
if
House.
you look at the fucking pictures, the fucking that zone, it's not gonna be. They're not gonna be done anywhere near construction because none of the fucking stuff related to it is coming up until the end of July. So that whole section is just going to be a riveted out fucking shitty looking construction area next to this giant gaudy fucking UFC fucking stage that they're building. It's so fucking bullshit. What a piece of shit.
I'm surprised the federal government, I'm surprised no judge stopped that from happening. I'm real surprised. This doesn't surprises me anymore, man.
They're making him take down his name off the Kennedy Center.
Yeah. It goes back to Congress. It should have, he just
shouldn't have happened in the fucking first place.
Yeah, he just wants to leave his mark on Washington. That's all he wants to do with the ballroom, with this UFC thing. I mean, you know, it really kind of like disgusts me just to look at that. You know, I thought in my wildest imagination I would never see violence on the White House lawn like that.
Yeah,
That's being applauded.
that's
That
that's Roman
that's
shit.
yeah,
That's
that was
Roman
just
shit.
yeah.
Which that's
So
what happened when Rome was getting ready to fall. That's when they started the
yeah,
Colosseums
yeah,
and really throwing into that to distract
yeah.
people from the fact that their
You know,
civilization was
we
falling
listen,
apart.
we read about it in history class, social study class, or whatever the case may be. But I thought I would never, in my wildest imagination, talk about a scheduled fight. And you could talk about somebody could get killed in a UFC ring,
Mm-hmm.
and it's happening in at the White House. Like I thought, my wildest imagination, I thought I would never
Mm-hmm.
allow that to happen, bro.
Oh,
It's
and he's
disgusting.
pardoning 250 criminals on the fucking 4th of July too.
Yeah, yeah,
Pardoning 250 fucking criminals he feels were wronged by the government during the Biden administration. And I
yeah.
guarantee you, over the next couple weeks, there's going to be probably another 1 to 2 attempted shootings. And definitely on 4th of July, they will stage a fucking shooting. Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's gonna
They
happen
will.
again.
They are going to do anything, because that's the thing. Nobody's even talking about it. People were so convinced that that was fucking staged that nobody's even bothering talking about that anymore, or the fact that there's been 2 other gunfire shots going on, because we know those were fucking staged too. Because
Yeah,
every time these shots go off, ballroom, ballroom, ballroom. And it's fucking, and they do it all to distract from the fact that they're fucking pedophiles. Fuck them. And 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 yeah, with the current, like, the current state of wrestling, that's kind of why I titled it
Mhm.
the way is that the current state of wrestling is in such a weird fucking place. Because the 2 biggest companies that you have running right now, WWE and AEW, AEW's getting higher ratings lately, and WWE's is starting to trail off. Pretty obvious why. The ratings started to trail off right after WrestleMania, and the viewership it always does after WrestleMania, but this time it was pretty big. And now they're not like releasing the full static numbers all the time of like all their programs, because they're trying to downplay shit. They're trying to downplay the fact that not all of these shows of theirs are selling out right now, except for in Europe. That's why they scheduled it for Europe. Before then, you didn't hear we are out that sold out, sold out, sold out. Nope, nothing's been sold out.
No, but you
Because
know what? I got to give it to Tony Khan because he's trying to have a MSG booking. So he trying to strike a nerve. He trying to strike a nerve, and I think that shit got canceled. So
yeah, Jim Cornette had brought this up with their pay-per-view that they had, All or Nothing here, which it serves as kind of a perfect example. It was actually an all right pay-per-view. I kind of casually watched it while like fucking playing a game and shit like that. That's the thing, is if you're into that style of stuff. If you're not into that style of stuff, they do a whole rinse and repeat formula, like the 6-man tags. The 6-man tags in AEW are just fucking spot fest to where they literally stand there and wait to take the fucking bump. And then which I also decided I'm going to call our this current era of wrestling the lazy chop off era, because everybody wants to do fucking chop offs and fucking punch outs, and to me, there makes wrestling look no more faker than fucking chop offs and punch outs. Now, it's one thing if you do it Japanese style, where you have the standoff, the standoff chops and stuff like that. When it's done in certain classical style, they do it in this beat 'em up, shitty fucking style that trails off into fucking nowhere, to where they're just doing they're doing Naomi punches on each other. Which, hope she's doing well with her pregnancy there, Naomi. Can't wait for that. I can't wait for 20 years from now when you have a fucking rivalry with your child for stealing the championship away from you.
Right.
But you have these 6-man tags. And then right now, their women's tag team champions are these 2 Amazon bitches that their whole thing is that they can beat the other women's tag teams in less than 5 minutes. So they have a timer up and everything. And they're just like these, and it's not like these 2 Amazons are like really tight with their shit either. They're big, they're strong, they can slam around. But their movesets and their timing on certain shit is sloppy. Okay. And the fact that you have it to this 5 minutes, so that means that okay, this is just going to be 5 minutes of bullshit.
Right.
It only took me watching one of those matches to know what the next 2 were like. And I've just been trying to give AEW a shot, because the state of WWE, really the strongest part of WWE isn't even WWE, it's AAA.
That's right.
AAA is getting massive viewers, and they're getting ready to have their kind of WrestleMania-esque show in Las Vegas. They're doing that so they can put it in front of the eyes of TV executives and stuff like that, see if they can get them a TV deal. The thing that's good with AAA is that the only creative thing that WWE really did started out as a fucking joke. The biggest match of this entire weekend, the most viewed match, was El Grande, the original El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano.
Right.
That was the final match of their show, and boy, oh fucking boy, that was a match. If Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser, the respectful El Grande Americanos, they have that match in their fucking in their history books. It was epic.
Right.
Both men performed at their absolute best. I've been a fan of Chad Gable for a long time. At first, I wasn't too into the El Grande Americano gimmick, but I liked his style and the fact that Chad Gable took the extra length to be like, okay, I've been this technical style, mat style wrestler for years now. And I can do a little bit of cruiserweight kind of stuff. Let me learn how to wrestle like a luchador. Let me really learn how to wrestle like a luchador.
Right.
and he really got into it, and then the gimmick kind of became funny, especially when the other masked wrestlers started poking fun at it. And then he got injured, and Ludwig Kaiser takes his place, unexpectedly. Like I didn't see that one coming. I figured that they were gonna wait till like Chad was better to do the gimmick, but instead they put it on Ludwig Kaiser, and he actually knows how to speak fluent Spanish. And they put him down into the AAA shit, and they love him. They love him. Because he's also been able to, like, in his promos, been able to state, like, Mexican culture isn't about your skin color; it's about the culture.
Absolutely.
And he's been able, to just totally embrace that, and they've embraced him, and there's a whole like intro thing to their match that goes over their rivalry that they've had like the last 2 months over it and stuff. And it's all really good and really compelling. And they brought that into the match. But they went toe to toe. If those guys never wrestle a better match, I wouldn't be surprised. Because it really showcased their skills. I always liked Ludwig Kaiser. I've always liked Chad Gable. I always thought that they were two guys stuck in that mid card, never getting out of it. And to think that a gimmick that started out as a parody, almost making fun of luchador wrestling, is now the biggest thing in the biggest luchador wrestling promotion. the biggest fucking match the biggest views that AAA has ever had was over an American and a German pretending to be Mexicans.
That's crazy.
But they did it, and they did it really well. That match was a 10 for me. The drama and the interference from the other Americanos, and then they have this like famous old luchador lady too that original Grande Americano had attacked, and like and she like went into a hospital stretcher and everything like that, and she was like, promise me. Well, she interferes like towards the end of the match in her original mask and rips it off, and the fucking crowd goes wild. It was something else, man. Highly recommend that match. And it was good enough that even WWE acknowledged it and put it on after Raw. That's how good that match was. But it just, the fact that the current state of wrestling, the most compelling story in the WWE that just ended, was an American and a German pretending to be Mexicans.
That's great.
That is the state of WWE. is that it's gone so far off the rails, and it has no cohesiveness to it, that it's just throwing stones. Luckily, somebody had. Some of the producers or something kind of stepped up and were like, okay, if we're not going to really have any good storylines, let's at least make the matches better. Javon Evans and Penta, not this past Raw, but last Raw. What a match. What a match. And that was the first time those two ever faced off against each other. Man, really good.
Yeah, he's starting to become one of my like favorite wrestlers, Evans, man. Hopefully they they do right by him, man, because he's the real deal. He's definitely the real deal, man.
Everybody loves him. Jim Cornette especially loves him. Which there's a really funny Jim Cornette video of them listening to Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez argue over that match, and Dave Meltzer is like talking himself in fucking circles,
right?
Just trying to downplay the match, but also stating that that's the current state of wrestling, like talking himself in fucking circles. I recommend watching that. But Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins match that they had last night, really good. And so it seems like that in their on their regular shows, that since they're not like really doing storylines, they're just like, okay, well, we got to make the matches better, which that's a good thing. But fucking throw in some rivalries. If I can do it on a goddamn WWE 2K game, it's not that fucking hard.
Right.
You got plenty of fucking people on there. I was just thinking of Penta's brother over on SmackDown. I haven't seen him in forever. I don't know if he's out injured or something.
Right.
There's a lot of people, like that was one of the things that kind of got me about Clash in Italy, was about you had about half of the fucking WWE roster sitting in the crowd. Like, how many fucking shots did they go to of fucking all the different wrestlers that are just sitting in the fucking crowd watching the show? Like, it's really not that hard of a concept of titles and discrepancies. Like, even though what the fuck what was the guy Black the goth wrestler guy that came from AEW and then he was on there, he's married to Zelina Vega.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name, but I definitely know what you're talking about. He got released.
They were able to cook up a little quick something between him and Damian Priest that worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, not everything has to be about a fucking title, especially if you're not going to fucking use the titles. And when your tag team division is so disrupted that you have Damian Priest and R-Truth as your fucking tag team champions. And I had to look that up because that's how little they fucking use them.
No, but here's where WWE, like, I don't understand, right? If you want to get the product overseas, I get it. But Clash of Italy only have fucking 5 matches, bro. I'm assuming TKO is paying for it. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I really don't care. But
they don't play. They don't play for the flights or hotels.
Yeah. But to bring them across seas for 5 matches, bro, really? 5 matches. That's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That absolutely makes no sense, man, whatsoever.
How can AEW, which it's like they have the opposite problem. They have too many matches and too long of pay-per-views.
Absolutely.
And WWE has too few of matches and too long of pay-per-views. man, I miss the days of in your house when you could have fucking 7 matches in a matter of 2 hours.
Yeah.
And good matches at that. Why are you like their time? The way that they're working out their timing on things just it just doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's because a bunch of people who don't understand fucking wrestling are writing for shit now.
Right.
And then you have the biggest disgruntled fucking bully running the whole fucking show, fucking
Right.
Triple H, who it falls back again to LA Knight. I truly fucking feel that there was something on that insider show, the Inside the WWE show, that like LA Knight had gotten chewed out by somebody about something that he did in the ring.
Right.
And like, I think people focus on that as like a point of his like downturn. And it's like, the fact that man's been on Raw for how long, and he hasn't gone off after the Intercontinental title once.
Right.
He hasn't even had a shot. Like, not even the Intercontinental title. Like, come on. It just a lot of but like I said, it seems like that they're steering him into the fucking bloodline shit, but not that it'll bear any fruits other than keep him around. But AEW, they have match after match after match, and they have no rhythm to their matches. You either get these 6-man tag team matches that it's spot fest, that they're literally standing there waiting to take the fucking spot, or you have like these technical matches that are slow and boring, and you think that you were in fucking like 1982 New Japan when watching them. Or they're fucking or they're like hardcore matches to where they're just like sitting there while somebody stabs them with a fucking screwdriver. And then you have little like shining brights like MJF kind of single-handedly saves, like all of his segments and all of his matches are really good. They always are. But it's something that I'm trying to get into, but it is hard. Because there's no direction. And that's the thing that both those companies ultimately lack. To whereas Tony Khan's direction is kind of whatever he feels like. And feels like doing at that minute. Like he doesn't think long term. I need to keep the title on this guy for X amount of months, then put it on this person for X amount of months. There's no long-term storytelling.
Right.
And that's kind of where, him, MJF and Darby Allin had their good matches and stuff. But MJF has like, at this point, beating all the top stars on fucking AEW. So I have a feeling that, unless he keeps after Tony's ass, which it seems like he does have a great amount of creative control over himself.
Right.
That their world title be kind of sitting to the wayside. and they have so many fucking titles. Yeah, it's just and it's weird that AAA seems like the kind of happy median in between. To where the shows that I've watched of theirs and stuff, it's luchador wrestling. The story is the match. You don't need long time rivalries with these guys. It's predominantly about the wrestling, but the latest ones that they've just pulled off have been really good storytelling wise. So it's such a weird state of wrestling. Something else that I wanted to bring up too is that is Kevin Nash bringing up that wrestlers should join SAG-AFTRA.
Right.
And I totally think they should. They work the schedules and everything, creative input and money wise, fucking them over. Like it would greatly benefit them to unionize, and not just them, AEW, just unionize wrestling, because if you have these corporate entities or fucking endless billionaires with their play box, there's just not going to be any regulation, and there's just going to be continuous burying of talent. Burying them back down to the indies. Karrion Kross, perfect example. Having the time of his fucking life on the indies right now. I think he's like a champion in Australia right now.
Right. Great.
Yeah. But perfect example of someone that right before he was let go, Paul Heyman was saying he could be the next Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's valid. He used to manage Stone Cold, so I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
No problem with that.
Yeah. Paul Heyman knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Man's maybe missed a few talents here and there, Ryback. But otherwise, that man has been on point for 99% of his career as depicting who's going to be the next big talent.
Yeah.
And fact that sorry, I got to turn on the lights. Been sitting out on the porch. That's getting cold. Yeah. There we are. But now that it's and now that he's on the indies, that's just such a missed opportunity. With Karrion and Scarlett. And 100% for the fact New Day are going to go right over to AEW. And Tony Khan will hopefully pay them well more than what they're worth. Because that's kind of what he does with everybody. And even though it'll end up being a terrible match, everybody will finally get to see the New Day versus the Young Bucks. I will watch that match for the laugh of it, just to see it, just to count how many super kicks there are.
AEW, I can't be honest. I mean, I know we talk about WWE all the time, but I can't remember the last time I saw a AEW match, man. Like I can't remember the last time I saw an AEW match. So,
You know, I like I said, I've been giving him more of a try lately. I've always followed MJF.
oh yeah.
Uh, ever since All In, was it 2022? Um, that's a really good show. That's arguably the best AEW show they've put out. I specifically cite MJF versus Adam Cole for the world title that night.
Right.
That is one of the greatest matches of all time.
Right.
Those two literally retold 50 years of wrestling in that match. It is. It's a 10 out of 10. I've watched it again multiple times because they really go out for it. And ever since that match, I have followed MJF. And because he's the standout guy that he's smart as fuck to stay with AEW.
MJF?
Because yeah, he is. He's smart as fuck right now to stay with AEW. In the simple fact, one, he knows he will get more money from Tony Khan. Two, he knows he'll have most of his own creative control on himself and his image and who the fuck he is over there. You think AEW, you think WWE is going to let him get away with talking to fans the way that he talks to them?
That's true. You're right. You're right.
Like like some of my favorite shorts videos on YouTube or on Facebook there of fans meeting MJF and him chewing him the fuck out. And I can't see that flying. I can't see that flying with WWE. I can't see that flying with TKO.
So remember, because like I said, sometimes with this internet shit, we don't know what's real or fake with this whole AI shit that's going on. I literally thought when he had that meeting with John Cena, I thought he was in. I thought he was in, man. I thought he was coming to WWE. Then that whole promo AEW called. Oh, he's back. Remember Chris Jericho? Supposedly he's supposed to come back to WWE. Supposedly they wasn't offering enough money. Guess what? He resigned back with AEW. So I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. It's just funny, man.
But he's smart as fuck to stay over in AEW, well establish himself over there, and that's the thing. He's young. He's got a lot of time ahead of him.
Right.
And if him, I want to wait. If I do want to go to WWE, I want to wait a good 4 or 5 more years until I have this overwhelming force behind me to where I can come to WWE and TKO and be like, look, who's here? Who's here? This is who I really am. All right. I am MJF, actual Jacob Freeman. I'm better than you and you know it. And I'm going to talk to fans however the fuck I want to talk to fans. I'm going to talk to fucking wrestlers however the fuck I want to talk to wrestlers. And by the way, I'm going to say fuck a lot. You come to them with that much gravitas behind you that WWE and TKO are going to have to fold and pay him the big fucking dollars and give him predominant creative control. And that him being over in AEW, he can do whatever he wants.
Right.
And I'll watch it. But that's the thing. It's like he's like really the only shining grace that they got coming out of there right now. They had Tony Storm, but she decided to take off, which good on her because she went hard as fuck like 4 straight years. And created one of the best fucking personas out there. But that's 2 people out of literally like 400 wrestlers. Like between AEW and Ring of Honor, I think Tony has like 400 some wrestlers.
Wow.
Which is just insane.
All right, man. We're gonna have to call it a night tonight, man. Well,
yeah, I was about to say I digress.
Yeah.
I
All right, man.
digress.
So
Well,
we'll do
thanks
it. We'll
for
do this
tuning in,
next week.
guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Later.
See you.